So we're now reaching the business end of our program, and what I'd like you to do is to I guess start thinking about all the elements we've discussed right through from your 20-year life plan and your personal values and your personal brand and just start thinking about all the elements that you need to work on. Think about your productivity improvement, all those sorts of things. I want you to start to pull them together so you come up with a cohesive plan. And we're going to use a tool called Strategic Swot to do this now. Strategic Swot's a tool that we often use in business, and I want you to use it on yourself. And it's quite a simple tool, but it's really powerful. It's probably one of the more powerful tools that we use. And I guess the important thing is that you identify what your real strengths are. So, I don't want it to be, I'm a really good basket weaver, unless that is a really good strength for yours. I want you to have, 4 or 5 key strengths. My basic rule is if you've got more than 7, you're probably not being very strategic about that, okay? So, ideally 4 or 5 key strengths that are really key to you and you can really build on. All right, I want you to identify some weaknesses, and again, only 4 or 5. As Australians, we will quite typically beat ourselves up a bit and we'll be a bit too hard on ourselves, and we'll come up with a few more weaknesses than we really need to. So I want you to think about yourself and what are some real weaknesses or areas of improvement if you don't want to be that strong in your language, but some real weakness that you can work on. Okay, and again, no more than 4 or 5. Okay. And then I want you to think about not the opportunities that are presenting themselves, but the factors that could give rise to opportunities and or threats for you. So strengths and weaknesses are internal to you. Opportunities and threats are factors that are acting upon you. So this could be, things like changing demographics or, new legislative requirements for your particular career. They might be talking about you have to be degree qualified or something to do your career in the future. So what sort of things could give you opportunities in the future? What sort of factors could be moving that will give you more opportunities for growth in the future? It could be growth in your industry. It could be opportunities for overseas investment. I don't know what it might be. Similarly, are there any things that could give rise to threats for you? Okay. Now, normally there's not too many of these. Okay. So don't get to beat yourself up too much if you only got, 2 or 3 things in this entire list of opportunities and threats. Because what I want you to mainly focus on is your strengths. And I want you to ask you these questions in terms of, so once you've identified them, then drop into the middle of the model here and go, how can I leverage my strengths? So that's the first thing, is just the straight question. How can I leverage my strengths? And what are some actions? And I want you to put them down as action statements, so doing statements if you like. So they start with the doing word. For those of you who went to Scone Primary School with me, Mrs. Anderson in year 1, a doing word's a verb. So I want you to start it with words like create, develop, enhance, ensure, those sorts of things to create a statement. So don't just write down, the examples here, strategic planning. Put down weekly strategic plannings that I run focused on growth or doing something. All right. So be really clear. Make the statements descriptive of what it is that you're going to do. Now work through them. So what are you going to do to build on your strengths? What can you do to overcome your weaknesses? How can you use your strengths to leverage the opportunities? How can you use your strengths to overcome your threats? Where do you make sure that your weaknesses don't combine with your threats to give you some challenges? Okay, so for example, if one of your weaknesses was you're not in a strong financial position, and one of the threats could be a pending global financial meltdown, and I'm not wishing that upon anybody, but what could you start to do now in order to start to address that? So what's an action you could do that would you protect yourself where those things get together? Okay, so from those you're going to end up with 10 to 20 sort of actions that you'll probably need to take. And what I want you to think about then is, okay, let's group them into like themes. All right, so some could be on personal development, some could be on business growth, some could be on life balance and family issues or financial management. Doesn't matter. I think you'll end up with 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4 key areas that these things normally group into. All right. Before we move on to creating a one-page plan, I want you to press pause, go to the template, fill out your personal SWOT, get your actions clear, get the things clear that you're going to work on, and then press play when you're ready to go again, and we'll take you through the process of building a one-page plan. So we're going to end up with a one-page plan that uses this template, and you'll find these tools in the attached worksheets. I want you to build a one-page plan that reflects on all the stuff you've done. All right. So if you've finished your plan and you go back and have a look at it and it doesn't pick up on some of the key elements out of your personal brand and your values and some of the areas you need to work on, then make sure you include them. Okay. So go back and add them into your plan. Now you want to have a plan that has a distinct time frame. So let's get the time frame right, and then let's work on it. Okay, so I'll take you through now just how to build that one-page personal plan. Thanks for joining us for this short video on creating a personal one-page plan. My name's Russell Cummings, and welcome along today. So one-page plan is a tool that we use a lot. We can use it for a whole range of different things, from strategic planning, executive summary of your strategic plan, project plans, individual plans, and also use it as a personal planning tool. Now, it's really quite simple. It follows one of the basic principles that we talk about, the now, where, how principle, which basically says define where you are now, define where you want to be at the end of the period, the planning period, and then determine how you're going to get there. And so it's really quite a simple framework. We use a couple of different formats. This is probably the most common one that you'll see, but we do use a range of different formats. So I'll show you an example. This is one I've just made up, but it's how you'd pull it together for a personal plan. Okay, so you write down a couple of dot points in there about where you are now. I've said here, good job, middle management, promising career path, stable family, limited investment portfolios, poor fitness, you're overweight. Remember, this is made up, it's not me. And then life balance, your life is not balanced. And so we said, well, in 3 years' time, where would we want to be? We'd want to be fit and healthy with good life balance. We'd want to have completed an MBA because we want to look towards improving our business skills, and then we want to build an investment portfolio, a profitable investment portfolio. I put down some rough measures. There's a bit of a table there. You don't have to put measures in, but sometimes it's not a bad idea to do that. So, I've said gym sessions, we're currently not doing any. We'd probably want to do 3 per week and probably stay at 3 per week, maybe with some additional exercise, but gym sessions are something that's easy to measure. Investments, we'd want to start off with X dollars and then keep adding to that, and then we'd start an MBA and complete it at that point. So that's the where part. You then drop down into the strategies, and you put down 3 major strategies. So you'll reflect back on other work that you've done as part of different programs and create your strategies. But in this case, I've said I'm going to build an investment portfolio, I've got to improve my business skills and qualifications, and I want to have better life balance. So it's part of the plan. I've then mapped out some action steps. Again, we've shown you some problem solving tools and other things and other sessions that you can then use to create your actions, okay, and then the timing. Obviously, in a personal plan, a lot of the responsibility will be up to you, and you can set the timings however you like. Okay, so that's a really simple one-page plan. So what I want you to do now is really just take the one-page plan template that we've added to this module, populate it with all the relevant information that you've gathered from activities you've completed as part of this course. All right, make sure that your actions can be implemented. They're not just statements. By starting them with a doing word, build, ensure, create. So if you look back here, I've said build a team to help develop an investment growth strategy, engage, complete, identify, spend time, get fit, develop interest, right? Create a plan. So make sure they're statements. Don't just write down fitness, health, marketing. Don't do that. Okay, so education. So write down a statement, an action statement that gives you something that you can really say, yes, I've completed that task. All right, that's it. One-page plan, really simple tool. The great part about it is you can update it very quickly and easily. It's one page. It doesn't take much to update. A bit of whiteout, you can update it all the time, or it doesn't take 2 minutes to write out a completely new one. So use the tool, fantastic tool. We can be any more help to you, please just contact us either on the mobile or through my email. More than happy to help you. If you're a long-term client and part of our online resource center, there's heaps of tools in the toolbox to assist you to grow and develop as a person, and to also grow and develop the business that you're a part of. All right, I hope this has been useful. I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.